is one of the most phenomenal singers, and he's really interesting because he kind of has a baritone tone but has this amazing mix, so can sing mega high, has massive vocal range because of this. I hope we get to hear a little bit of it in this one. Nice. Full orchestra. So good to sing with an orchestra. I've done it once and I loved it. Although scary. And you can't go wild with it. Actually, it's a real different ball game singing with an orchestra than singing with a band, because with a band, especially when you know them really well, you have freedom to go off and sing what you want, but with an orchestra you feel like there's so many people relying on you. I certainly feel like I have to keep within a parameter, so I can't just be like, no, I'm just going to improvise and I'm going to change this and hey guys, let's just go into the verse now. You can't do that, you have to keep on track. He just has such presence behind his voice. He's got that southerny sort of placement where it's kind of country and it's quite forward placed, which I mean there's kind of na really forward, and then he has these scoops and very, very lazy kind of scoopy diction. It's not strong and pointed. It can be in some of his songs. I've heard him do it, but here it's just so relaxed, which is perfect for the style. Really close. So he's doing E, and he's really on the E, which is really unusual, but it really works for him. He has just tuned all his resonance on all of his vowels really well, so a lot of the time we change it to an E to make it a bit warmer, a bit of an E. But here he's kept that E, but he's worked out his resonance so well that he doesn't really have to change the vowel at all, which is one of the keys to trying to sing like him. Number one, find out how to mix. 2, work out how to keep resonance on all your vowels and all your consonants, and that just takes time and practice. I do it by singing a note. I have a favourite one perhaps, so for me I like oohs and e's actually, so I'll be like E, and I'm like I'm not very good at as, so E, I just change what feels like the front, although your tongue and vocal tract will change a little, but mentally I feel like if I just change the front of my mouth and keep the resonance in what feels like the same space, that works in learning how to tune that resonance so that it's on everything. I like how he's doing akan instead of I. I love how easy this is for him. Living lonely. He has this lovely vibrato, and one thing to notice is that you can kind of learn to control your vibrato, take it on and off, but generally vibrato is the symptom of good singing, of free singing. So if you have a bit of constriction or a bit of tension in there, then your vibrato won't run as freely, but when you find that perfect place, often the vibrato, that's when the vibrato comes. So I know this when I'm practicing high notes, I'm like, oh, it's not in the right place because my vibrato just goes. So it's a real good tool to learn where good singing is or good placement is. If it's placed well, you'll have vibrato. I like these, the down, down, with the dental D, so that flat tongue placement instead of down, 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 is a bit of a more pointed D. You build up a little bit more air behind it. Down, oh, down. So he's having these scoops as well, and lovely vibrato on the bottom notes as well. I love how he's keeping it pretty much the same the whole way through, and then that big last one which had the scoop on, which you weren't expecting because you'd heard a few the same. It's just so easy. That riff was just like so easy for him. I really want to talk about his placement because it is so forward placed, and one of the main mistakes that people do when they're trying to sound like this is they go really far back, and then it's like, it gets really tight, whereas actually he's going really far forward, which if you were speaking it would be here, but if you add like a a little bit of this sort of sound in there, so a really good way I've found of getting into this place is doing an and feeling where it is in your face. And that kind of gets you into the right place. He is all about resonance tuning, and it works so well. That's what that tone is. It's warm. It's because he's got the baritone, but then he can get high, and he's kept that resonance the whole way up. I liked how he went around the vowel and down. I forgot to say this on the last time, but I love how he's doing the O's. Down, oh, down. He's adding a little bit of creak or vocal fry, whatever you like to call it, which is this sound, like the grudge. He's also adding a little bit of this whiny kind of poppy sound. If you go into that space, it's that down, oh, kind of a little push. We call that cry. And also just a little scoop, which is giving that kind of tense, emotional crying sound. And then singing on the consonants. It's so close, so close. I keep on saying this. But he doesn't open his mouth as much as you would think on this. It's quite easy for him though, I would say. For sure. It's an easy song. Not for everyone, but for him. He looks quite physically like he doesn't have as much presence. I wonder if this is later on in his career. It's quite sad actually. I really enjoyed that song. It's a song that Chris Cornell obviously liked because he added it to his solo repertoire afterwards. It's really easy for him because his range is incredible. So you don't really get to see that in here, but you do get to see his artistry, how he expresses everything, and just his ease and tone, which is beautiful. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.